All right. Hey everyone, welcome to the Above the Yellow Line live stream on a Thursday night. You can tell we have a pretty full house tonight. Very excited about it. We have special guests, Alex and Zack from the Gay Racing Podcast. I know we're all a little small right now. I'll take the title screen away so you can see everyone a little bit clearly. But Alex and Zack is joining. They're joining us tonight. The whole ATYL crew is here, and we're going to do a 2024 season predictions. But Alex and Zack, how are you? How's it going?
I'm doing great.
I'm so
Good.
excited.
So excited. Why don't you guys, for those who don't watch your show or know about you all, give us a little bit of a background of like your show, how you started it, how you got into NASCAR, just so we can know more about you.
Oh my gosh. So we started the Gay Racing Podcast in September of 2020. And we started it because someone tweeted at us, you guys should start a podcast. And we were like, sure, why not?
Good idea.
And then and we did, because like we would just call after like every race anyway. We were just like, yeah, let's chat about it. So we started recording them. And it's kind of just kept growing. We love it. We're still having so much fun with it. And I mean, here we are. We've had reputable people on the podcast. We've had like Matt Weaver, who I adore, on several times. We've had race car drivers such as Travis Shoemake in NHRA. We've had Devin Rouse on, who's a ARCA NASCAR driver. We've had
J.R. Hildebrand.
J.R. Hildebrand.
That was really
J.R.
cool.
Hildebrand.
I don't know how you did. I was wondering.
IndyCar driver J.R. Hildebrand was on
so
our
cool.
show.
Yeah, we could have so many cool people on, and because me and Alex have been friends, like we met on Twitter in 2019 or something, and before that, I've been into NASCAR and racing since I was a kid. Like 2007, I played a NASCAR video game, and I'm like, "Yep, this is good." And I already had some of the toy cars. My dad was watching. Obviously, have a lot of stuff behind me, collecting like diecasts and stuff. So yeah, and Alex, you've been into racing since you were a kid too.
Yeah, I grew up in a town that has 2 dirt tracks that are across the street from each other. One raced on Saturday, one raced on Sunday, and I would go to both, obviously. And my grandpa raced back in the 80s. So I mean, I just grew up like in a racing family. My grandma's a big Jeff Gordon fan. She's a Ryan Blaney fan now.
Yes.
So yeah, she's very happy about what happened back in
Lucas
November.
Pipeline.
Yeah, we're a little biased here. Just a little bit.
She followed the pipeline like I did.
I'm in Ryan Blaney country.
You're in Penske country.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, that's true. Really.
Look behind me here. It's so true. But yeah, just always been into racing. I got in as long as I can remember, and eventually got into IndyCar and all that stuff later. But the thing with the podcast and Zack and I's friendship is like neither of us really knew anyone who was gay and also watched racing, and we just like immediately clicked. We have so many other interests outside of racing too that it's just like we're meant to be best friends, like genuinely.
Yeah, and since we started the podcast, there's been a huge, like, in my opinion, there's been a huge growth in terms of gay representation, not only just in the NASCAR community, but like the NASCAR media. Like Fox does segments on LGBT people in the industry, and just little things like that, like some pride paint schemes that we've gotten. It's just something that me and Alex did not expect to see when we were 15 years old, or even when we were just 4 years ago when we started the podcast. So yeah, I mean, just to wrap up our introduction, that's just great, and we're still growing. We started doing video stuff this year, and new things to do with the podcast is always fun to try.
Yeah. And if you want to learn more about us, we did an interview with Jalopnik, which was written by Elizabeth Blackstock, good friend of ours. Yeah, go check out that, because that was a lot of fun to do as well.
Awesome. Yeah, everyone check that out. It's a really good read, first off. And then second, I think what we're learning here is like you can meet friends on the internet. Like all the ATYL crew, we met on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. Or through Toby Christie, and here we are today. So that works. But yeah, really excited to have you both here, and I appreciate what you guys do, helping out with LGBTQ plus representation in the sport. That's so important, just representation in general. So appreciate it. And also, I've loved being a guest on your show too. So I'm glad to have you all here.
So fun. That's why I'm so excited, because you were so fun on our show.
Yes.
So here we go. Let's get to it with some news. I guess we'll start. We're going to go all over the place today. I should warn you all. We're not just going to talk about NASCAR. We tend to talk a little bit about other motorsports as well during our live streams. Before we get into the crazy news and give Dom the floor, because I think you all know what we're going to talk about here. Let's talk about.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Tom, it's not F1 season. Why are you dressed like that?
I'm just really happy with how the Rolex turned out.
Dom just
Reese competizione.
Listen,
You know
man,
what?
I've been
Dom
rooting for
actually
Reese
just
since
bought a new Ferrari.
2019. I'm an original fan.
Let's actually, you know what, Dom? Let's share the news. Let's start with Formula One here. There's a lot.
Yeah,
to
what's
talk
going
about.
on?
You want me to
You
start?
have the floor.
I want you to begin. Yeah, I want you to
Room meets
say
elephant.
So listen,
Make him big.
listen.
Get ready, everyone.
Ferrari is the most decorated, most successful, statistically most dominant, most historical team in Formula One history. When you think F1, you think the Scarlet Cars, you think Ferrari. Well, since 2008, they haven't won a constructor or driver championship. And they have, if you follow any racing memes on social media, they are the laughing stock of F1 right now, because they're expected to be the best every year, and they are always underperforming. So today, for the first time since 2015, the sun came up in Italy. Lewis Hamilton, the most successful driver in the sports history, is coming to Ferrari in 2025. The last time we had something this big was when Seb joined Ferrari in 2015, and that was coming off 4 consecutive world titles with Red Bull. Is he out of his prime? Probably. Is it more about car than it is driver? You can argue that. But having a guy like Lewis on the team is so important for Ferrari because it makes them relevant again. And we have been missing that for the last 3 years. And I don't want to put anything negative on Leclerc or Carlos Sainz. I just think you need a guy in the stable that's got the world titles on his resume to say, we're Ferrari and here's our guys. One of them has dominated the sport, regardless if it was with them or not. You think Nigel Mansell drove for Ferrari. That was before he won his world championship. Alain Prost won titles before he went to Ferrari. He drove for Ferrari. It is tradition to have guys with the trophies on your team. We have been awful. Lord knows we've been awful for 3.5 to 5 years. But there's hope. That's all I wanted was hope, and we've got it. This year's going to be rough, but next year might be better. That's all I wanted.
Yeah,
all.
I saw the news today and I thought it was fake. Like, I thought somebody posted something fake, then I saw that Adam Stern posted, and then everyone, I was like, okay, so this is legit. Can we compare this to any other move in NASCAR that is this significant?
Dale Jr. to Hendrick.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of
Yeah.
exactly.
Junior
That was a
Hendrick.
cataclysmic event.
Yeah.
This was
The only
this
one.
is
And that's
something
before
that
Twitter even was a thing.
Yeah.
True.
Exactly.
Yeah. And this is something
say
that
this is
broke
bigger.
the internet.
Well, and I agree with Ben too, because at least we knew Junior was leaving before he announced where he was going. Every year it feels like it's like, where is Hamilton going to go? But every time he's just gone back to Mercedes.
Yeah.
And it's more or less just been a formality thing than like, this big media uproar. But this was and right before the season, like I feel like unless they're retiring, we don't get real like lame duck seasons in F1.
Right.
And we actually have one this year. So Mercedes performance will be interesting to see this year. And also seeing George Russell become the veteran of Mercedes is going to be really interesting.
Well, I've seen rumors that Mercedes has been talking to Fernando Alonso. So,
Oh.
and
Gotta love giving
I think-
young up and comers a shot.
Yeah.
if you look at Alonso's resume, he is not a fan of staying somewhere for a long time. So, I mean, started with Renault, then did a year with McLaren, then went back to Renault, then did a couple years with Ferrari, then went back to McLaren, and then left F1, then went to Alpine, said the plan is here. Then he went to Aston Martin. So I could absolutely see him go to Mercedes.
He's just trying to collect all the F1 teams.
He just
Really
wants all the
He's like
gear.
Thanos.
Gauntlet, really.
He's in it for the swag. That's about it.
He's just trying to get like a piece of swag from each team.
Free
Like, all right,
merch. He just wants
bye.
free merch. That's it.
Yeah.
He's got like a shadow box full of lanyards.
Listen,
Yeah.
if Tommy Hilfiger doesn't follow Lewis to Ferrari, that's easy stuff that Fernando wants.
Oh yeah.
You know, they would want Charles. You kidding?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so true.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know
Who
if
wouldn't
you
want
guys
Charles?
saw this or not. I think F1 posted it. In Monaco last year, they asked Leclerc, who would your ideal teammate be in the upcoming years?
Oh.
And he laughed and said, "Hello, Lewis."
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Yeah.
they've
I
been
wonder-
writing the script since last year.
Also, Dom, is that unrelated? But is that a hoodie?
Yes, this is a
It
hoodie.
looks really good. I really like that.
Well, thank you.
That is nice.
And I've got Schumacher and Leclerc over here on this side. So we had to celebrate. This is a good day. This is a really
Tom's probably got about over $1,000 worth of stuff in one frame.
That is fair.
I can't confirm.
He's got
or
$1,000 worth of stuff with the hat.
deny.
That's also fair.
This is F1 merch, baby.
Yeah, man.
Go big or go home.
That is true. So
I mean-
I just think it'll be the one thing that I see all the Photoshop stuff that they have to do for the breaking news. Like Lewis in a Scarlet Fire suit is going to be so hard to get used to.
Yeah.
Oh my
It
God,
is
yeah.
so hard to get used to.
If I was assigned with that Photoshop project, my hands would be shaking.
Honestly, yeah.
It's nerve wracking.
It's happening.
Yeah, no, for real.
You
But
want
yeah,
me to
this
do
is-
what?
Yeah, this is like LeBron going to Miami.
Yeah,
Dale Jr. going to Hendrick. This is massive. This is earth shattering, and this is compared to those. We had no idea this was coming. We had
Yeah.
The best example
What's that?
I could think of is if like Jeff Gordon ever left Rick Hendrick, or if Scott Dixon ever left Ganassi. It's
That's
that
true.
size.
Another big
Yeah,
team,
if Dixon
too.
went to Penske, I think that would be the
Yeah.
closest comparison.
yeah.
Because
Like
like
Gordon was
Kyle,
already on the
never
top
happened.
team.
because like Kyle Busch left JGR for a smaller team. It wasn't like
Right.
JGR to Hendrick,
Right.
right?
Yes.
Like
Right.
it wasn't
Yeah,
a big team to a big
absolutely.
team. So Kyle Busch isn't really like it didn't feel the same as this.
Right.
No.
Yeah, this is big. That was all. Thank you for letting me have the floor.
To put in perspective of how big it is, I was at work with my door open, and I obviously don't know all of my coworkers' names, and I apologize if any of them ever see this. Someone was walking down the hall and goes, "Oh my God!" And I paused and I was like, "Oh no, what bad thing happened?" And she was like, "Lewis Hamilton to Ferrari," and I was like, "Hell yeah, race fans!"
That's cute.
People.
It was the first thing I read this morning, and I was like, "Who like tipped over a glass in the timeline?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It feels
Like
like
what-
ultimate
butterfly effect.
reality.
What dimension did I wake up in?"
Now,
Yeah.
I want to go back in an old episode of the podcast at some point. Is like Zach and I covered this at one point. There was a rumor, at least I think a year ago, that was like Lewis Hamilton is talking to Ferrari. This might be a thing, but then he's re-signed like a few weeks later with Mercedes. I want to go back and find our audio because I bet Zach and I were like, "That will never happen. This is
Yeah.
probably not even true." Stuff like that. So I don't know. Like maybe these talks have been happening longer than we think. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he has entertained it multiple times, especially when Seb drove there. I think 18 before it was confirmed Leclerc was going to replace Kimi. I bet you he entertained it so he could be a teammate with Seb.
I
that's cute.
would have
But-
loved that.
That would have been a dream team.
That would have been the best team to lose with. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's nuts.
mean,
Anyway,
there's
NASCAR.
Well, yeah. I mean, other big Formula One news too, as well, because it kind of intersects with IndyCar and NASCAR. But Andretti denied an entry on the grid. That's huge. Again, like another thing where it's like we're just being rickrolled left and right, essentially, with this Formula One.
rolled.
Like it feels like None of this feels real.
We are no strangers.
It's
to,
like they made up the Hamilton thing because of all the bad press yesterday to distract everybody.
Right.
That's so
New
true.
conspiracy theory.
Bernie Ecclestone's like, bro, you got to go to Ferrari.
Oh my god.
I just want to take a minute to appreciate Scott McLaughlin for stepping in and just being like, why don't you watch something competitive? It's like, yeah, all right.
I love Scott
All
McLaughlin.
right, Scotty, come on.
True. That is true.
I love it.
I will say, IndyCar, you have to give them their props. They have
Yeah.
been putting on show after show. Like,
Oh,
I'm
That's a
so
banger.
upset they're not going back to Texas this year because that race last year was incredible.
Yeah.
That was the last 40 laps of that race was unbelievable. So
the parody in that the parody in that series is unbelievable.
Without question.
It's more or less a marketing issue.
Mhm.
But and also just a super small schedule. Like the fact that they have as many races as the modified tour is kind of insane.
When
Yeah.
you put it like that, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it's an open wheel thing. I don't know.
Twas very sad for them to not get the bid, but
Yeah.
are we surprised? Not
No.
really.
Not really.
It's I don't have much to say about it. It's like we saw this coming, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
bound
no
to
doubt.
happen.
Yeah.
I would argue their only hope of getting in is if Haas bows out.
That's what I was gonna say. It feels like they're like really hell bent on only having 10 teams.
Yeah.
And to an extent, I kind of get it because it really does split the field in half, especially with the current points format. I don't know if that has any stake in it. I'm sure if an attractive enough, shareholder came in and said, we want to have an F1 team, here's so much money.
Well,
Here's
and I
all,
think
here's all the money.
what's crazy to me though is I don't know who said this statement or what, but essentially somebody had said that Andretti doesn't bring value to Formula One. And I was like, I need to find that exact quote, but I'm like, how?
I'm sorry.
How much money is it going to take, and how famous does your brand have to be if Andretti can't get in there with $600 million?
Right.
We need to slap Gainbridge's name in there. We need to slap all. I guess DHL ain't a sponsor there anymore, but DHL, all the Andretti sponsors just in their name, and maybe then they'll get approved because we have Visa, Cash App, something.
Yeah,
Red
it was
Bull team.
Cash App Red Bull Racing.
Formula One's governing
Longest
body
name in the
announced
world.
Andretti
Presented-
was not a competitive addition to the grid. Our
Presented by
assessment
Pepsi.
process has established that the presence of an 11th team would not on its own provide value to the championship.
I didn't know that F1 actually did have a field cap.
I really just want to get us a photo of Carl Long and BJ McLeod and show it to F1 representatives and be like, does this scare you? Does this man scare you? Look at him. Look at his car. Does it scare you?
Dude, they'd see Norm Benning and they'd fold.
God.
Show them a Wayne Peterson car from the ARCA series.
Oh my god!
Oh man. Show them
Con
Arca,
Nicolopoulos.
show them Arca in general,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
they'll lose
honestly.
their mind.
I mean,
Is this what you're looking for?
obviously they're a very well established team, but I can think of 1 or 2 years where McLaren had no sponsors on their race car.
Mhm.
So
2014.
but
Was one of
difference
the
is
rookies.
it's McLaren.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they've
But
got that backing.
yeah.
I just don't see what Haas brings, though. If we're going to compare Andretti to Haas, I just don't see what Haas brings at this point.
That's my assessment too. I'm
Now
like,
NASCAR,
Now the
too.
good designers out, they have nothing to work with.
Exactly.
Whether
Yeah.
their machines cut all the pieces for F1 cars, so that's really why they're in there.
that's fair.
The CNC
true.
machines.
Anyhow, I
Oh,
guess
well.
that's Formula One news today. IMSA, we'll talk about this briefly just because the Rolex 24 was, this past weekend. Penske wins it. I was pretty happy about that. So, I think we all were. We're all kind of Penske fans here. So, really exciting. I don't know. Does anyone want to give kind of their thoughts on it?
You forgot someone else that won.
Oh, pardon me. Yes, Ferrari as well.
Listen, I was not expecting them to win at all. That's why I'm so happy.
This has just been, I guess, overall a good week for Ferrari.
Oh, absolutely. Without question. Yeah, we're batting 1,000. Well,
one for the year. They got to get one for the year.
Yes.
all right. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, it's honest. I appreciate the honesty, Alex.
The reality is now setting in, and my night is ruined.
No,
It was a great race. It was a really good race, and I don't know how much you guys watched it. I'm shocked that Cadillac didn't win because they were so fast.
It was strong.
So I'm impressed, and that just goes to show you how, when it comes down to the nitty gritty, Penske will do anything to win, and they've got the resources, they've got the experience. They're like, put the team on our back, let's go get it.
They got the people too.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. So,
everything.
round of applause to Penske. That was huge
Yeah.
for them, especially after what happened at the Glen last year to get DNF'd
Oh yeah.
after winning it. It's good to walk away with a Rolex.
Mhm.
And big news for Joseph Newgarden too. I mean, you win the Indy 500 and then you go to win Rolex 24. I mean, that's pretty major. I mean, and then the NASCAR championship for Ryan Blaney.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Good
Alex
start.
and I talked this week how Penske is just, it's like the decade of Team Penske. Like they are just knocking accomplishment after accomplishment, and they keep growing their already huge motorsport legacy. And there's really no team like that in motorsports that is doing that much, that successfully in so many different so many different forms of motorsport.
Yeah,
Because like Ganassi, you know, they have an IMSA team, and they had a NASCAR team, they had an IndyCar team, but they were never really at the top of their game in all three at the same time. But Penske, you could almost argue that they are, like, a little bit, you know,
in
like
the 2010s, they dominated NASCAR and IndyCar. They were on top of both easily. So yeah, I agree.
It's funny that they already have just as many championships in the 2020s that they had in the 2010s, at least in NASCAR terms, in the Cup Series.
Mhm.
That's true.
And like in the 2020s alone, they've already won 2 NASCAR championships. They've won an IndyCar championship. They've won the Daytona 500. They've won the Coke 600, if you consider that a crown jewel. They've won the Indianapolis 500, and now they won the Rolex 24.
yeah.
And
Throw
that's
in
just
Long
in a
Beach. Why
span
not?
of 3 years. Yeah, Long Beach too. Like they've won all these big
Yeah.
monumental.
And I like
races.
what I think there was an interview with Roger, and he said that Le Mans is next, which love that.
Ooh.
I just
I
love
think
that
that was a
energy.
threat.
That was like that's a threat.
I would have taken that as a threat.
I mean, no, they've been such an impressive group to watch. So happy for them. The IMSA race was good. That was my first time watching an IMSA race, period.
Yeah,
Lovely.
tell us
fun.
about that, Taylor. Like, what were your like impressions? Because I've been watching like IMSA, at least the Rolex 24. I always watched that as a kid because, like, you know, there was no NASCAR. So what else am I gonna watch? But, like, what were your first impressions?
It was a lot of confusion because I don't really
Right.
know a lot about like just sports cars. So I'm like, okay, what are these classes? What are the rules? I'm trying to learn the key
Yeah.
players. But then also, since it's the Rolex 24, there's a lot of people in that race that wouldn't usually be competing in IMSA week in, week out. So I'm trying to decipher things. What was helpful was I had a lot of IndyCar knowledge that I could bring into there. So I'm like, okay, I know a lot of these drivers here. Some of the teams make sense. So, but the racing was so fun. Like, and there's nothing cooler to me than like headlights at Daytona, nighttime fireworks. Like that was just like
In the
incredible.
Ferris wheel.
In the Ferris wheel. Like
Oh, the vibes.
beautiful. The vibes were good. They were incredible. The racing was also stellar. I mean, in 24 hours, I think every single second was competitive. Like there wasn't a time where I was just like bored. It was really good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I will say I feel bad for you in the fact that the fireworks show occurred under caution this year, because when it
yeah.
happens under green, it's just the coolest thing.
And I didn't know that usually
You get a
happens.
wide shot of the racetrack and the fireworks are going off, and again, it's just a trail of headlights all the way around the racetrack. It's just so cool.
It's magical.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very
Well,
magical.
It's
The
one of
goal
my
is
favorite
now
races
to
in the
watch
world.
IMSA week in, week out if I can. So because I liked it a lot.
Month in, month out.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that sounds about more. That sounds more.
It's
accurate.
hard. Well, it's hard to commit to because like their sprint races always fall into like these weird Saturday time slots. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
At least check out Petite Le Mans. Like that is my second
Like-
Oh, yeah.
favorite. I adore
And
that.
Sebring-
there's
Sebring
no lights.
March.
Challenge.
There's no lights at Petite Le Mans. There's only their headlights.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So
crazy.
it's
real
another
racing.
level of that. She's just stunned. She's froze.
Yeah.
She's just so stunned that there's no
I think
lights
she-
there.
Oh my gosh!
Dom.
Is this
Oh,
time for-
God.
Are
So
we
it-
about to kick off the Bush Series? All right.
I think we're about to
Oh
do it.
man!
Let's go.
All right,
That's on
here
back
we
for
go.
close. All right,
Here we
welcome
go.
to the Bush Series
Bush Series,
podcast.
yeah, boys.
We're going rogue, boys. Here we go.
Listen, Adam, I wanna bring up some cars that we missed last week on the Bush Series pod.
2000 Busch Series
You know, I really wanted to bring up the Holiday Inn car of Jeff Burton. I don't know if you agree with
Oh,
that
that's
or
a
not.
good one.
I don't have any
Yeah,
Bush
yeah.
cars on hand.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
I
Oh,
really
we have a
Ferraris.
live
Wait a minute.
representation.
Okay, I do have a Bush car
I'm
on
gonna Vanna
hand.
White this because I don't have any desk in
Quick,
front of me.
everyone get a bush
Cole
car.
Custer.
Cole
Oh,
Custer.
Cool.
Cole
That's
Custer.
cool, man.
Oh,
There you
Good
go.
golly, Miss Molly. How about that? Wait, is that the race
Here we go,
version?
boys.
This is this is like his what's it
17.
called? Like his first stint at SHR or
way back.
like with
Yeah,
the
'cause
old number font.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
That's what I'm
that's
trying
his
to
rookie
say.
car. So I was
Yeah.
at the
He's
Homestead
getting that
race
car.
that he won in 2017.
Man, how did I miss not getting that car? Darn.
Oh, come on.
year
Adam.
is
You
this?
had all the Bush cars.
I know. The hell's wrong?
We'll start with Alex. What's your favorite Bush Series paint scheme of all time?
And
Oh,
I'll
I
tell
have
you,
one.
you mentioned that Holiday Inn one. Like that does stand out to me. And that was one of the first cars that I saw win in person too. Like for a NASCAR
Really?
race.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I believe
Wow.
it won at a Kansas race. Yeah, I could be mistaken. Maybe I'm making that up. But I love that car. So yeah, I'll go with that one.
It's
I
classic.
do love the Nesquik car though too.
Oh,
That's up there.
yeah.
There it is.
Oreo.
Got
The
it.
Ooh.
Any Dale Jr. Oreo, anything, Ritz, yes.
He
110%.
fits right in, boys.
This is
One of us.
It's
I don't even know if this is like the
One of
best
us.
Oreo scheme.
He understood
One
the
of
assignment.
us. Actually, I don't think the 06 one came up when we had our
It didn't.
Bush
It did
podcast
not.
last week.
Yeah, 'cause it's
It'll
so
come up in the
fast.
next one.
Yes.
Next
It'll come up
edition.
in the next one for sure.
The Nationwide Series podcast.
This is so nice.
My
That
mom, my mom texted me because she's watching this. She texted me a screenshot of the stream, and she's like, "Why are you so little?"
Just a little guy.
I
Just a little guy.
I have no idea why it does this.
Yes.
but
Taylor is requesting that we go on to NASCAR predictions
Yeah.
while she works on her
No fun.
technical issues or news, whichever one works.
Um,
This is kind of
y'all want
news. Our newfound
personal-
friends have Bush Series.
not personal news. Not personal news. Patrick
NASCAR
Emerling.
related news, not
Yeah.
personal
No,
news. That's
Personal NASCAR related news.
sure. Go.
As far as more like NASCAR on brand client news.
Sure.
Patrick Emerling is going to be the primary driver for SS Greenlight, and I'm super excited about it.
It's a good pickup for them.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So
I'm
what
actually
does that mean- what does that mean for Emerling Gase?
They'll just
Rest
have a
in
rotation
peace.
of drivers. Rest in peace. No, they're around. I just don't know if
We don't know.
I honestly don't know what their plans are. They might not run two cars.
Yeah.
I am more involved with just Patrick rather than Emerling Gase.
Yeah.
So as far as that team goes, I have no idea. I just know what he what he does.
Are there any other news you guys, Alex, Zach, you guys know of? NASCAR related?
I saw SVG's gonna be driving the Colleague 16 in his cup
Yes.
races this year.
That
Which I
was
didn't
very
realize that was
surprising.
with Colleague.
Yeah. Like it's only like so he's not driving any races for Trackhouse. Like
Not
at
that
all.
we know of.
So
No.
So rest in peace, Project 91, or like
yeah, that's
what's-
weird to me. Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense.
So is he racing Chicago for Colleague?
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of
Yes.
them.
Okay, that's interesting.
So he's doing Coda, both Talladegas, Chicago. I think Texas is in there in October, and then
Flat.
there's another one
The
that
Vegas.
Vegas. Thank you.
It's like 3
Um,
road courses, isn't it?
Yeah,
Which-
Watkins Glen's in there.
Watkins
that's-
Glen's in there.
Yeah.
That's 3 road courses that Allmendinger is not going to be able to do like in the
Mhm.
16, which I kind of find interesting.
Yeah.
That's,
So-
that's
he can't-
especially
can't,
Watkins Glen.
He can't for in the fall because of the no cup
Playoffs.
drivers. Yeah.
That's true.
There's also the
Oh,
Coca-Cola
that's
600
right.
that SVG is doing, which I find
Oh,
very fascinating.
I'm hoping that they stack that 600 field. I am
Yeah.
hoping they absolutely stack that field, man.
It's looking like it's
That'd
so
be
far.
fun.
Because Jimmy's confirmed for it too, right?
Yeah. Jimmy's confirmed for it.
Johnson's running the 600.
Somebody else is confirmed for it too, and I can't remember. I can't remember.
Shall we commence to our predictions, gentlemen?
I would like one more bit of news, if that is okay.
Benjamin, you have
this is related to my region of the world, so I apologize to those. Tony Breidinger is back full time in ARCA with Venturini Motorsports and is also running select truck races with Tricon Garage.
Tricon.
Rob is a big fan of Tricon.
I am a big fan of Tricon.
Really cool to see her back full time. She joins Amber Balkan on the team as well, full time. 2 women full time in the ARCA Menard Series. This is really cool.
That is cool.
I just think it's really cool to see her back full time. She's made so much progress from her first full time season a couple of years ago to now. So I think it's really cool. So
she finished 3rd, I believe, at a Kansas ARCA race I was at. I was really impressed with that.
Yeah, and that was a chaos race.
Yeah.
I was working the race. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That car was awesome.
Raising Kane's car.
Her paint schemes are just amazing.
Yeah,
like if they don't already, they need to make diecast of that.
Yeah,
They don't unfortunately have to get customs made, but
right, because it's ARCA, which I understand, but
exactly
popularity.
Other
maybe
than
we'll
that,
get one.
There's nothing really big news wise, so I guess we can switch gears over to
good reference
predictions. Yeah.
All right, who would like to go first?
Whose birthday is closest to today?
Mine's March 20th, so it's probably mine.
March 20th.
I'm December 1st.
December 1st, so you've already passed.
So then it's you, Ben, because you're May 10th and I'm May 11th.
But he's in March.
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is
Zach
after
first.
Zach, then it's
okay.
Then
Okay.
All right.
Adam,
Due to card
you
game rules
after
that I
or before
apply.
me?
I'm before you by a day.
Gotcha. That's what I thought.
Wait, I always forget about that Dom and Adam are a day apart and Ben and I are a day apart.
Yeah. Anyway, Zach, the floor is yours with your predictions for the NASCAR world.
The thing about these predictions is I wasn't sure how bold to make these, because I'm I want to be kind of bold, but I also want to be right, So I kind of tried to strike a balance. My first prediction is I think William Byron, he had a breakout season last year, but I think he's going to hit a slump this year, and I'm saying he's not going to win a race this year, which is probably one of my bolder predictions.
I think that's very bold.
And I mean, we've seen a lot of drivers, and I listened to the teardown, and that kind of they brought up how a lot of drivers have these breakout seasons, but then they can't really follow it up the next year. Like Larson, when he won the few races in 2017, he couldn't follow it up. So I think Byron's going to have a same kind of growing pain like that, but I don't think it'll be anything long term. And then the Brickyard 400's coming back, so I have a prediction that it's going to be received positively, and I'm going to quantify it by saying that it's going to get a 75% on Jeff Gluck's poll.
Okay.
I think,
and I just want to say he has a good track record with this, Zach does, because he said on our podcast when the Gen 7 was debuting, he said the Coca-Cola 600 is going to be received very well, and that was one of the best 600s in a long time.
Good.
I have a feeling because it hasn't been back in a while, how this car races at bigger tracks. I mean, Pocono's been a show the last few years.
True.
The next gen.
Pocono.
So I almost want to say 80% on Gluck's poll, but I went safe and said 75%. I think it'll be a good race. And speaking of Indianapolis, I think Kyle Larson. I'm wearing the double shirt.
Ooh,
nice.
Nice.
That's cute.
So I think he's going to get a top 10 in both the Indy 500 and the Coke 600 on the same day. That's a little bold.
That's a bold one.
Very bold.
Because I think he will have success in the race. I mean, when you look at Kurt Busch getting 6th in the Indy 500, it's hard to not believe that he can do just as good. But also, I don't know, it's hard to predict. But 2 top 10 same day,
especially when McLaren is so good at Indianapolis.
They are so fast.
I think there's a really great chance of that.
Yeah. So I feel that makes me feel pretty good to make that assumption. And then of course I think in NASCAR this year he's going to set the world on fire. But Kyle Busch, I think he's kind of washed, if you ask me. But Listen, I'm not trying to be spicy with these. I promise. That's just from what I saw at the end of last year, and just how RCR is in general. I think Kyle Busch is going to miss the playoffs. I think it will be really close. I just don't see him winning, and he's just going to miss it.
The RCR is going to have to get that equipment a lot better if he's going to perform and well enough to win a race and make the playoffs, because second half of last year did not give me much optimism about that team.
I think there's going to be so many teams that are going to take big strides, like RFK and Trackhouse, and I mean, what's another one? Like maybe Legacy, 2311, and maybe Legacy, like, and then of course Elliott and Bowman will actually be. Oh, Taylor's back. Taylor.
All right, thanks for joining the Busch podcast. It's been a wild ride.
And scene.
Okay. So predictions.
Sorry, where are the predictions?
Where are we at right now?
So we just started with me because my birthday's closest. That's how we.
Oh, I love that.
So Taylor, you're gonna go last.
Perfect. I'm okay with that.
But yeah. So I just predicted. So Taylor, what I predicted: William Byron will go winless this season. Brickyard 400. I know. Because I think he had a breakout year, but I don't think he'll be able.
You're
to
gonna put her
follow
through the 4 stages of grief here.
I know.
Oh my god.
I think the Brickyard 400 will be received positively. Kyle Larson will get a top 10 in the double in both races. And I just said that Kyle Busch will miss the playoffs, which I think I said that when you came on our show when we made predictions last year. So I have 2 more. I think another guy who's kind of washed, Martin Truex. Sorry, Truex. I love Martin Truex.
Fighting words for Ben.
Right. I think he's going to go winless, and I think he's finally going to buy that boat. And I think he's going to sail off into the sunset, and he's done with NASCAR.
He's going to be.
We're never going to see him again.
We're never going to see him again.
He's going to be running laps at Lake Lloyd.
He's going to be running laps. Yep.
What an ad for tracker boats that'll be.
Right. And then my last prediction, also another old guy in the series. Old. Brad Keselowski, but this is positive. I think he's going to finally get that win as an owner, owner driver, and I think he's going to win more than one race. That's it. More than one race, multiple wins for him. And if I had to quantify it in the playoffs, I'd say round of 8, but whatever. So yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing, sir.
Yeah. Sorry if I called your favorite driver washed.
Yeah.
I just said 3 of these drivers are gonna have horrible seasons.
I hear that every day from you. You call Joseph washed every day to me. So
Joseph Newgarden is my favorite IndyCar driver, and I call him washed every single week.
Because of how he drives on road courses right now, but
no disrespect whatsoever to Kyle Busch, but he's a scrub. He can't drive.
Literally.
Kyle Busch, never heard of him.
Okay, so whose birthday's next?
Oh, we're not going to comment, or
well,
I thought we were going at the end.
Yeah, we can do it at the end. We can all do it.
Okay.
And then we can play the greatest hits.
Cool. Great. I guess it is mine then. Since it's my birthday or whatever.
happy birthday.
Thank you. I'm 27 years old. My back feels 45. All right, up on the board, number 1. I'm gonna put a spin on Zach right off the bat. I'm gonna say Brad Keselowski goes winless in 2024 again. He doesn't win.
How dare!
The remix
in a row.
Hey, you said wait for comments till the end. I don't want these tomatoes thrown at me. These kids out here. Number 2 on the board, continuing on the Ford trend. Austin Cindric will come close to winning a road course, but will fall short and fail, putting him on a hot seat, metaphorically speaking. What I mean by that essentially is he'll come close to winning at whatever road course, not win it. He'll struggle. I feel like he'll really struggle this season again. I don't think he's fitting in well with the Cup Series. I don't know exactly how to quantify that besides the data that shows last year he struggled really bad. I just don't think it fits him well. I feel like, and this is where I get the hot seat point from as well, in my mind he's kind of one of those metaphorical lifers in Xfinity, like an all guy or like a Custer possibly. I see him doing this for a few years and probably going back to Xfinity for the few years that it's still good, like the car that is the product. But I don't think he's going to win a race this year. Truly. Number 3 on the board. I feel judged really hard already. I'm looking at Alex and I'm getting like.
I'm really trying to
I feel about it.
No, please
Yeah.
continue.
Number 3 on the board. I'll go and revoke my ATYL card while I'm here. I said 23XI, the team, will win 6 races this year. Didn't say who. Didn't say what driver. Didn't say if it was a 67 car. I think 23XI wins 6 races this year. Taylor is
Travis Pastrana. Travis Pastrana. Fellow Annapolis native
so
Travis
emotional.
Pastrana. Let's
I feel
go.
like Taylor's going to come back at me and be like, this is some flat earth science you got going on, Ben, and you're not wrong. Number 4 on the board, Legacy Motorcycle Club will win at least 2 races in
a good one.
2024.
That's bold.
Again, never said who, never said what drivers.
That's not that bold. Eric Jones got that dog in him.
He got that dog, boy. Sure
Yeah,
do.
Southern 500's already wrapped up. So I mean,
Like,
That's
yeah.
so true.
One.
That's so true. You're right.
No, it's Jimmy's redemption tour.
If
He's
the
gonna be the one that
if the
wins it.
Clash was at Daytona and everybody else wrecked,
I want to note also when I say races,
Over.
I'm also quantifying non-points races in this as well. So,
okay.
like the Clash counts, the duels count, the All-Star race counts.
Yeah.
all right,
this
Ben. Well, with that
Exclude the
logic, Brad
non-points
Keselowski
events.
already has a win as an owner driver.
All right, well, let me get out of
Oh.
here. I'm talking 2024. This it's a new year, new me. Where was I at? Number 5 on the board. AJ Allmendinger is going to mop the floor with the competition in the Xfinity Series. He's
One can
going
only
to
hope.
destroy them in every way, shape, and form. I think Collie comes back strong in Xfinity, and I'm really excited for that.
Daddy
No, and
Dinger.
this is where we kind of get out in the weeds. Sorry, I interrupted. Someone say something?
No, you're good.
Okay, I apologize. Number 6 on the board, Brendan Poole, driving for Alpha Prime Racing, gets at least 1 top 5 this season. One top
like
5.
it.
So, a big year for him. Finally back in a full-time equipment that's decent. Number 7 on the board, and I will gladly get ready to be beat over the head with a baseball bat. I said Haley Deegan will only have 4 top 15s this year and basically be irrelevant this year in Xfinity. I do not see her doing that well in that car already because they're not that great of a team overall.
I was going to
Like-
say the team doesn't help her.
They're mid-pack at best, so I don't see her having a strong season. Number 8 on the list, Grant Enfinger, my boy who should have won the Truck Series title, will win at least 2 races with CR7 Motorsports. I think he is one of those fellows that has that dog in him, as you could say. Number 9, I kind of went through the series for the lower tier numbers, as you can obviously tell. Number 9, Christian Rose in the ARCA Menard series will win at least 1 ARCA race. He's an AM racing guy, but they're decent in that series, so there's a chance. And last but not least, number 10, and this is where I win everyone back over, Ryan Blaney's a champion again.
I would like to see it. Yes.
Yeah. You know what? Me too.
Ben, I
All
like
right.
your predictions are very bold.
All right, Ben. All right,
Awesome.
Ben. He's back in my good graces.
Yeah, that's all we needed.
Got to win the crowd back over. It's a compliment
fine,
sandwich
win me
with
over.
racing. So, all right, Mr. Branning,
All right, here we
balls
go.
in your court.
I just made like 5 of these in the last like 20 minutes because I only had one. So the only one that I had before today was that David Reagan will finish top 5 in the Daytona 500 in that 60 car.
Yeah.
It's just seeing what he does with like front row, always scoring, top 10s, top 5s in the 500. I think he'll I think he'll compete for the win. Which I think, especially with Roush, would be a really cool thing to see. I don't think it happens, but I think he will finish top 5. This is when I start to lose the crowd. Jimmy Johnson won't finish better than 12th in any of his starts.
Yeah.
And I hesitate to even say he'll get a top 15.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Junior's said it so many times that you can't hop in these cars and just run, especially a next gen car that you're not used to. Like it, I hope I'm wrong. Some of these I really do hope I'm wrong, but yeah, I just don't see it.
I think his only chance is the plate tracks, honestly.
Yeah, which I'm surprised he's even running.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
My third one is Corey Heim has one of the most successful truck seasons in history, and he wins the championship this year. He unless Carson Hocevar gets in a car and wrecks him with 40 to go for no apparent reason.
And Rob makes the graphic for the championship. Wow.
And my championship patch for Tricon will finally get used. It's gonna happen. It won't go to the graveyard this year. My next one is Stuart Haas doesn't back up their talk.
What, you don't love the talk of old man divorced in a small town?
However you interpret that is how you interpret that. But Brock Beard made a really good point the other day when they released Noah Gregson's car, that it looks like the 2012 BK racing cars. Yeah, it's gonna run just like it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How the paint scheme releases how and again, this is like Ryan Preece drives for Stuart Haas. I'm a modified guy. I love Ryan Preece, but he's going to be the best performer on that team this year by a wide margin, and he's going to run like 13th every week. Except for Richmond, any track that the modifieds race on, he'll run well on.
Which are 3 tracks.
Well, but I would count Iowa. Because it kind of runs like Richmond. And he ran really well at Richmond last year. But yeah, I mean, how can you do that much talking and then release the paint schemes that you do? Sorry.
Yeah.
Good.
Sorry.
That's not a
This kind of goes in. I hope every single one of us has a Brad Keselowski prediction. Because I do too.
If you don't, add one now.
You got time.
All right, I'm on it.
Mandatory.
I said that Brad Keselowski will sweep Atlanta, and they'll be two of the best races of the year. They'll be better than either race at Talladega or Daytona.
Good grief.
Oh yeah.
Because I love a track that races like a 2000s super speedway.
Amen.
I'm so glad I went to that first race there. Well, I guess it was the second race because it was in July. But another one I have is that Iowa is either going to be a 10 out of 10 or a 0 out of 10.
Well, I'm going, so hopefully it's a 10.
I obviously hope it's the former. But it gives me that vibe like Gateway had, where it's either it's going to be this massive thing or it's going to I think, and I'm talking about like how they market it too. If they market it like they market IndyCar races, it'll be great.
Yeah.
But I'm really hoping that they do something similar.
So Rob doesn't like the Midwest, is what we've learned.
You're right. I hate Ohio.
Oh, come on. Come on.
That's the latest we've made a hate Ohio joke. I'm proud of us.
Taylor, OH.
I-O, my guy.
Okay.
I-O.
All right.
Yeah.
See,
It's okay.
there's winners among us. Continue,
Yep.
Rob.
Yeah, as if I needed another reason to hate the Los Angeles Chargers. Anyways,
We'll find a way
so
to
I have 3 more. Sorry, I have a few. I went on a kind of tirade here, but Bristol Spring has a triumphant return. I have high hopes. This is kind of just for myself, but an on-brand client wins the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour Championship. To be fair, Justin Bonsignor, Ron Silk, Austin Beers, they were the top 3 last year. They're all clients.
Nice.
But my last prediction was that the Cup Series will not have a rain shortened race this year.
Have you looked at the forecast for this weekend?
Wait. I said rain shortened, not rain delayed.
Okay.
Brother.
Still,
Okay.
listen
I
to
have,
this.
I have high hopes. Taylor, stay away from all racetracks.
None of my predictions, just spoiler, they don't have to do with weather. I couldn't do that this year. So
I am calling every track in America and telling their security if they see you, to just put their hand up and say,
Put a bounty poster up.
No.
Yeah, yeah. Evertrack.
Anyway, those
No.
are my predictions. Next in line.
I believe that is you, Mr. Adam.
I think that is
Adam.
me.
Go for
Oh
it.
boy, it's about to get spicy, y'all.
Ooh, ready.
Oh.
All right, let's go.
I'm
Number
ready.
1. Ryan
Yes,
Blaney hits a championship hangover and has a mediocre season like 2022.
Boo.
Somebody in this chat is
Attention.
going to be right, and somebody in this chat's going to be wrong.
Listen, I've thought of this kind of reverse psychology thinking with a lot of my predictions. This is
Yeah,
one of them.
that's my Jimmy Johnson one.
If I yell out into the universe, bad things are going to happen. Maybe it'll not happen. So
I like
that's
that.
one of the
Like
bad
it.
things I hope doesn't happen.
Mm.
Number 2, Corey LaJoy makes the playoffs.
Ooh,
I
okay.
can see that. I can see that.
He gets in late in the season,
Mm.
somewhere in the summer races. He's going to get in.
Honestly,
It won't
crazy
be early,
things
it'll be
have
in the
happened.
summer.
Do you think it's out of speed, or do you think it's strategy or
Questions are for the end, sir.
super speedway?
Yeah, questions are for the end, but I do have a theory on that. Number 3, 2311 goes winless as Legacy MC becomes the number 2 Toyota team by winning 1 race.
You shut your mouth.
Wow, we really had polar
You
opposites on
shut
that
your
spectrum.
damn mouth.
We're
I
getting
think
so
if there's going to be Toyota teams winning, it's going to be the Gibbs cars this season. I don't know.
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
He ain't wrong.
Number 4. Now this one I hope happens because this would probably this would go along with Keselowski, keeping that trend going. Ford dominates with new body designs across the board, winning multiple races in Cup and Xfinity.
I like it.
I mean,
Right?
Zach
we
is an
gotta
as
be honest.
enthused.
We just changed the decals on the Xfinity car, but
Hey,
Hey man, when they
made it
when they
blue.
switched to the Supra, they made that thing look hot.
they did. They did.
That's not a Ford, though.
I know, but I'm just saying they have changed the body of Xfinity cars for the street car before.
They did update the Mustang a couple years ago, I think. But anyways,
Yeah.
Slight changes to the nose. Yeah, not much. Number 5, Hendrick will go dormant after the 600, only to resurrect a week before the playoffs begin, which is kind of a trend that we see.
this guy's been watching NASCAR for a long time. He knows the
He
trends.
knows. He
Bad
knows.
treat of the group.
What can you say? I'm a raceaholic. I know it. Number 6, Stuart Haas Xfinity team wins big with both drivers.
Yeah, you got to clarify
Ooh.
Xfinity.
You
Yeah.
really do.
Fine.
Do it.
You gotta
Herb can do it.
the series where the cars actually look good.
Yes. Herbst gets multiple wins, not just one lucky win. He's going to win more than one race this
I,
season.
I
I
like
agree
that.
with that.
I hope
I'm
so.
on board with that.
And number 7, the Truck Series will be abysmal to watch, aka rich kids with short fuses. That's all I got.
Ooh,
Mic
Hank
drop.
Granigan and McCrafton.
I like that.
I really hate.
They're gonna
Saying
give
that-
Crafton an aneurysm.
I really hate having to say that because that was the first true series I really fell in love with. I loved watching Cup and Busch, but watching the trucks because they weren't a car body. It was so different and foreign yet awesome and exciting to see as a kid. But it's just changed so much, especially in the last 3 to 4 years. It's not the same. It's not the same enjoyment for me. So every time I watch it, I shed a couple tears because I'm sad.
Yeah.
So yep, those are my bold predictions. Half of them I hope are right. Half of them I hope I'm wrong.
All right.
Okay,
Dom.
my turn.
Ferrari boy.
All right. Well, thank you. So I start with a once every other year trend on the even number years. Joey Logano is making the championship 4, and that's just because what he does on even number years. 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. He'll make it in 24. So that's my first one. My second one, continuing on with Logano, Team Penske has rebound year, and all 3 cars are competitive. And it's so weird to call it a rebound year because they won the Cup, but Joey only won 1 race, and Cindric went winless.
This is the year they're going to do it. They're going to get the championship.
I think
wait.
the way they've kicked off this year is a really good sign. And I mean, yes, they were really good in IndyCar last year. They won the Cup, but I think this year they kind of show we've got it all figured out on the Cup side.
Momentum's a hell of a drug.
Number 3, SVG goes winless. He will not win in Xfinity. He will not win in Cup. He will not win in ARCA. I hate to say it, but that's just how it's going to be. I think he did all the right things in the inaugural Chicago race, and that got him the win. But the reality of NASCAR racing is going to hit him hard this year. Not saying he's going to be terrible. Not saying he's going to be abysmal. I'm just saying he just won't win.
That's definitely one I want to circle back to because I think there's a lot we could say about that.
Put a pin in it.
Number 4, Toyota stays undefeated at Kansas. I don't see them giving up the throne in the 2 Cup races at Kansas this year. So
you hear that, John Hunter Nemechek? Now's your chance.
I was going to say
Dollar Tree all the way, baby.
Dollar Tree for the win.
No, it's time for Bubba to get back to victory lane.
Yeah.
I agree.
Let's go. Let's go.
I hope he ruins one of my predictions by getting that win.
Let's go.
I love too that the last 2 Toyota wins. I say this knowing the last 2 Toyota wins came with miraculous moves on the final 2 laps or the last lap to get them the wins. Yeah. So, but I think they stay unbeaten. Number 5, we get a repeat champion. Not saying it's going to be Blaney back to back. I think someone that's already got a Cup in their trophy case is going to add another. So I'll leave the door open for all of the champions. And lastly, number 6, back to trends. And I will give my prediction next week for the Daytona 500, but we will get a repeat Daytona 500 champion.
Finally.
It is 2024.
David Reagan.
Every year that has ended in the number 4 has been won by someone who ends up becoming or is a multiple-time Daytona 500 champion. And that's the only number year that can say that. That is what happens when you're so deep in the weeds with stats. You find things like this.
Well, plenty.
That's impressive.
So, those are my predictions.
Okay.
Wait. Who in the field has already? We'll go back to it.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. going back to back, I guess.
Yeah.
Michael McDowell.
At this point, they're just handing out Daytona 500 wins. It feels.
Michael McDowell's going to do it. Oh my gosh.
Okay, but see, the thing is if McDowell did it, I would buy it.
Yeah.
Like, especially now,
Reagan.
the way front row runs, I'll buy it.
I mean, if Michael Waltrip can win 2 Daytona 500s, I guess.
That's so true. But that goes against my no range shortened races.
Next birthday, I think it
is Alex.
It's Alex.
Yeah. All right. So my first one, I think Chase Elliott is either going to completely flop or completely slay, meaning he's going to be completely awful or really, really good and win a whole bunch. No in between. It's going to be one or the other. I don't know which you can pick. I think it depends on if he likes his job or not. Second one, I have Eric Jones is going to make the playoffs in his homecoming to Toyota.
The dog.
I feel really confident about that one.
Wait.
Oh my god.
Has this been a thing? And Eric Jones has that dog in him. Has this been a thing?
Well,
something we made up.
We're making it a thing.
He got that dog in him.
Because this seems like something we could they could really market with it.
I feel like I've said it before on the Gay Racing podcast.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
I throw that term around.
Wow.
I'm all in on it.
So up next, Denny Hamlin does not have the dog in him because he's going to have a bad season because he declared that this was his year before it even turned the calendar.
How bad?
So it's over. It's already over. It ain't happening. And I think, Zach, you said this earlier. I think Martin Truex Jr. is going to retire, and he's going to announce it like super, super late summer. He's going to wait as long as he can to make up his mind on that boat. But I think he is going to sail off into the sunset. We're never going to see him again. Maybe you'll see him at a furniture row, say hi to some old friends. But other than that, you're never going to see him again. Might go to Bass Pro, I guess, actually. But after this season, you're not going to see Martin in public again. He's going to join Carl Edwards in the bunker, but Carl comes out now. So
Carl comes out now. Okay.
He ran out of
Project
food down
60,
there.
baby.
this one, Ty Gibbs, he's going to get his first Cup win, or even several wins of his career in Cup. Don't like that one? We'll talk. Zane Smith is going to win Rookie of the Year over Carson Osavar and Josh Berry.
Okay.
That's
And
Probably.
Shane Van Gisbergen, I think he's going to win at least 2 Xfinity races. I don't know where. I don't know if I want to say they'll be on an oval or anything, but
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
we'll just say on that, 2 in general. My last one, RFK. We're continuing the Brad Keselowski prediction here. They're going to continue their rebound, and they're going to win multiple wins, both Brad and Chris Buescher.
Here for it, baby.
I love that.
We really have all ends of the spectrum on RFK.
Honestly,
We really do. Honestly. Am I the
but
last
not
one?
least- Yes.
yes.
I think so.
Okay.
Our Lord and
You're right.
Savior, Miss Taylor Kitchen, steps up to the plate.
Oh, wow. What an introduction. All right. Let's
Don't
do
get
some-
nervous and
95
freeze.
down the middle, strike
I
one.
know. I'm like, you're. Oh,
You
God.
ain't gonna miss.
Oh. All right. Here we go. First one is like industry news, but they'll announce the broadcast booth for 2025 for like the streaming services. I'm pretty sure they'll announce that this summer. And I think that they're going to bring our buddy Alan Bestwick back. I think
Yes.
Yay.
Yeah.
so. Prediction 1.
Manifesting on that one. Yes.
I
Pray.
honestly, that's why I did it. I'm like, they probably won't, maybe not, but I want to manifest it. So if it happens, I told you so. If it doesn't, then we're just going to be disappointed. Prediction 2, I think when you speak energy into the world, positive energy, it tends to give you positivity back. And I would like to think that happens for Stewart Haas Racing because I don't want them to embarrass themselves. I mean, they talk a fair game. So
No, I kinda
I
wanna-
think-
kinda wanna see it.
Noah Gregson just barely misses the playoffs. But he actually does decently well this year in points.
If we still had the top 35 rule, then we could
Oh.
discuss this.
Yeah,
Throwback.
fair.
Yeah.
So
UMWR.
Can I add a prediction?
No.
Yeah, why not?
yeah, sure.
Justin Haley in a Rick Ware car finishes higher in points than half of Stewart Haas.
I'll
Mark it down.
add that to
Oh my
mine as
God,
well.
Stop! I
I
killed
am
It's
writing
got a
this
point.
down.
It's got a point.
Put it in the script. Make it happen.
It's going in
Let
the
him
script.
finish. Let him finish.
Better
Oh my God.
in points than half.
Like Justin Haley's been
Oh.
offered 2 Indy 500 rides apparently. So yeah,
Oh,
like,
that's-
I could totally see it.
That's so cap.
At least Zach's about to kill over.
My God. Rob, I added
Hey,
that to your
hey,
prediction.
you can't
That's
you
golden.
can't beat those yellow Walmart rims.
Banger.
Those are fire.
You can't beat it.
Oh
Those
my
are hot.
God. Prediction 3. Haley
Yes.
Deegan will go winless in 2024, and she'll only have, I think, 4 top 10s, maybe.
Okay.
Like I
So
think
basically
she'll
my
at least
predictions.
do out well, but I think they'll
Yeah,
come
all
from the
right.
super ways, maybe. So
Hmm.
there's that. Brad Keselowski. I've had one of myself.
Hmm.
So here we go. And gets a win, but his first win of the season comes at a non-super speedway track. So we're adding layers.
Does
Oh.
that count Atlanta? Does that count Atlanta?
I don't think so.
No.
Atlanta
I
is
would
a
do
super
Atlanta.
Speedway now.
They count.
All right.
Yeah.
It's
All
count.
I think Toyota will break the Ford win streak at Michigan. So a Toyota will win Michigan for the Cup Series. Next one is I think one driver announces their Cup retirement, and that driver is Martin Truex Jr. It's going to happen. Oh gosh.
Oh, it's waiting.
Cut my heart out.
I'm sorry, Ben.
It's over, Benjamin.
Just get prepared for
There is
it.
no light at the end of
Ready
the
for
tunnel.
it.
Over. We've all had to see our drivers leave.
Yeah. It's okay. We'll support you. We'll be here for you. It'll be okay.
Look, Ben, at least you got to see your driver win a race.
That hurts. Yikes.
A race.
It's true.
Yeah, but I think Truex is gone after this year. Going to Xfinity, I think that all 3 full-time colleague drivers get into the playoffs. I think it's possible. I'd love to see it. I think SVG does get a win that gets him into the playoffs. I can see that happening. Industry news prediction is we're going to get watermelon beer with Ross Chastain. Why not?
Oh God!
Just throw them in there.
Oh, that
Lock
would be
that in.
that would be safe for me.
That'd be awesome.
That's
And a
so true.
watermelon tasting with
There's
Busch.
no way in hell I'm drinking it, but
No.
I'm all for the marketing.
Dom,
Yeah,
we have
because
to.
I think you have to.
Adam and I break our sobriety.
You
for
might
the
have to
watermelon
take this
beer.
for one.
Just you
Like,
wait,
I-
good friend.
Yeah.
Head for the mountains, baby.
But can you imagine like a summertime like marketing campaign with like the watermelon beer, Ross Chastain, the whole paint scheme? Like,
Yeah, so
just
smart.
sounds
So
fun.
easy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're definitely gonna do it.
so like we need to go for
110%.
it. Whoa.
Fire alarms are going off.
Bye, Alex.
Oh, bye, Alex. Oh
Been there, done that.
Hey, buddy.
no, man.
One too many hot.
Just stay inside. Just stay inside. It's
Too many
okay.
hot takes.
One too
We'll
many
bring
hot
Alex
takes.
back in when Alex comes back. We'll go to the
Jared's
next one.
right. No, Jared's
Yeah.
right.
Squeezed.
Squeezing
okay,
water. You ever had watermelon water? Like
Yes.
bottled
yes,
watermelon
it's
water?
refreshing.
Oh my! What planet are you from?
I thought it was good. Watermelon water.
I didn't like
It's
it.
Ohio.
Had a watermelon beer, and
Ohio.
it is quite tasty.
You leave Ohio out of this.
Yeah, leave Ohio out of this.
Hey, I
Prediction.
didn't-
Continue.
Prediction.
Prediction, please.
Alex's house burns down.
I love this. With Busch Light, it's basically watermelon water. That's fair. That's fair.
Ross
You're
Chastain,
right.
watermelon, moonshine, and beer. Okay, all right. Now you're speaking my
Oh.
language.
That could
Now
be
you're
good.
speaking my language.
You're
Okay,
taking
wanna
me
all
back
burn
to
my
college
throat.
now.
Yeah. Basically,
Ben,
just
you're from
Busch Series.
Ben, you're from Kentucky. Hook us up.
yeah.
That's bourbon. That's not moonshine. That's out in Tennessee.
Oh, that's
man.
Tennessee. You're right.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Apparently, I'm in the minority when it comes to watermelon water. It's fine.
You're good. You're good. I think watermelon water is really good, but I digress. Last 2 predictions. I guess last prediction because then I have my championship 4. I think all 3 series, Truck Xfinity Cup, will all have first-time champions this year. I don't think
I buy it.
Yeah.
I buy it.
prediction. Oh, Zach is like, hell no, Taylor. Ain't
No,
happening.
no, I feel like it definitely will happen because I feel like it just happened. Like,
Well, put
I
it
guess
this way.
Roads.
Ben Rhodes ruined that plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
did
like,
it happened in 2021? I think it did. Larson.
Yes,
Hammer.
21.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like with the format that and it like I feel like Truck Series the
21 and
turnover is
22.
so quick
Or
with
no,
drivers.
Joey. Never mind.
Yeah.
well, think about it. It's pretty like say Byron does go on a tear again.
Mhm.
He wins the championship. I think if you have Allmendinger win Xfinity, and then you have like Heim or Eckes or somebody win Truck.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, I think Truck, you're bound to have a first-time champion just with how the field
Yeah.
is this year. So, I mean, that one's, yeah.
I forgot one of my predictions.
Oh,
Okay.
go ahead.
Alex Bowman will also go winless. Carry on.
That's not a prediction. That's a rock fact.
Oh, God.
That's a cool,
Y'all
cool
some
bunch.
haters.
Hey, I'm not. I love
I'm not a
Alex
hater. I
Bowman,
speak the truth.
I'm just glad
Wow.
Kareem wasn't in here to hear that, Tom.
I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees, and the trees say Alex Bowman's never going to win a race again.
Yo,
That is
What if
that's bold.
oh the disrespect.
Look,
No.
put it this way. I do think Alex Bowman goes winless this year, but I think he wins as many races as Chase Elliott does.
Oh,
Taylor, continue your predictions.
No slaying.
that was it. I was going to say. if we
No,
wanna talk about
I don't know about that. It's gonna depend. I forget who said it, but somebody said Chase Elliott's either gonna have a breakout year or
Alex.
he's gonna.
Just Alex.
Yeah,
Alex
I
said
agree
he's
with
either
Alex.
gonna
It's
be
either
great
gonna
or
be
terrible.
like, he's either gonna be all
And
in
then
or
Jeff
all
Gordon
out.
set his apartment on fire. So
Speaking of, is Alex okay? Taylor, sorry, continue
I
on.
think so. That was it for my predictions. I don't know if we want to circle back to any of them or if we want to tell our championship predictions. like our championship four and all that.
Oh, I don't have that ready yet.
Whoever said that SHR they won't back up their talk.
That
I
would
mean,
be
I was
wrong.
going to say that, but it felt like such low hanging fruit.
Sorry.
I didn't.
Sorry.
That's fair.
Like that's like the free space.
I want to. There's a few that I
free
want
space.
Oh my gosh.
Free space on the bingo card.
Take $200.
I want to highlight a few things. I think, if that's okay. Look,
Yes,
I get it. He's old. I get it,
Martin.
but like, let me have it. Like, I will. Every win last year, I was like, "This is it. This is as good as it gets, man. This is the peak of the mountain, and it's all gone from here, man." So,
Well, somebody said, who was it, giving up a lead or something? I think somebody was bringing up 28-3, and somebody said, talk about this in NASCAR terms. And I said, what Martin Truex Jr. should have done the first round of the playoffs this year.
Oh,
Oh.
just don't be mean to me. Let me. Yeah, it's gonna be a long year. I feel like. That's.
I don't know.
biggest one that had.
I don't think he's gonna flop. I think he'll win at least a race or two.
I think a lot depends upon the new cars for both Ford and Toyota, for that matter. Because it's going to be one of those things. And
just
Zach, I know you said you listen to Teardown. Hello, fellow Teardown fan. It's a great show. But I was listening to their prediction show day, and they made the whole point of, when new cars come out, they either hit it right out the box or they suck for half the season and try and figure it out. So,
Camaro.
So yeah. That's why I think Chip might have the advantage this year.
Yeah.
Well, at least they have the regular season to at least figure it out. I guess.
He's alive.
Once they figure it out,
he didn't burn up.
We have gotten confirmation that Alex is okay. Alex is back!
And his apartment is intact.
The fire alarms in here are sometimes faulty and they just like to go off. I don't know if that's what that was. So I was going to try going to my room, but then they stopped. So I don't know.
We love that.
Fire crews are cutting down an apartment door 5 feet away. He doesn't realize it.
The saws are on the way.
We were just going over predictions again. So
yeah, were there any that you wanted to talk about specifically that we went over that you were like, whoa?
Have we talked about SVG yet? Is that a thing?
No, we haven't circled back to that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that now.
Yeah, we can.
Because that's a really interesting discussion, I think, because he could totally go winless. I could totally see that. Or it could go the other way and he just wins several. I don't know which way it could go.
I think it's a Marcus Ambrose situation where on the road courses, especially in Xfinity, he's going to be the guy to beat. Yep. Maybe with Allmendinger and whoever else too. But on the ovals though, he's so unproven. I think he's clearly going to have work to do. At least he's running the full schedule though, so he will have the time to build up the oval skill. But I think again, just an Ambrose situation.
That's a really
win
good,
at road courses.
really good comparison, honestly, to Marcos Ambrose, because I feel like he will be the Pied Piper at the road courses. He'll lead the most laps at almost all the road courses if he's not in front of AJ. I think those two go back and forth. One of them will have a really good day. The other one will have a really good day at a different track. And then
a battle between those two.
If we get to a late race restart, it's just going to turn into Moon Car, and they're going to get knocked out of the way. And
it's going to turn into Moon Car.
Yeah, and freaking Brendan Poole's going to win the road course because everyone cleaned each other out. Nothing against Brendan Poole, guy. But
I think for the sake of having SVG and AJ Allmendinger both in the Xfinity field, I think we should make a late addition to the schedule. Please put Montreal on the schedule.
Yes.
Oh, Canada.
I'll sing the national anthem.
Yeah.
Please.
Rob has a beautiful singing voice.
No, I just really want to sing the Canadian national anthem. That's a weird bucket list thing for me.
I'll piggyback on the Van Gisbergen. I think he has a legitimate shot to win on an oval at New Hampshire.
Oh,
why do you say that? Also, that would be fantastic.
Heel toe.
Some flat track science.
With the series he's coming from, supercars, it's a lot of high speed road courses. It's not going to be the tight technical ones. I think it can carry over possibly. Not as well as Martinsville like did for Marcus Ambrose, but like I just have a feeling that New Hampshire would be the oval that he might have a shot at.
If SVG's going to be like Ambrose, which driver's getting punched in the face?
That's a good reference,
Oh.
James.
Oh, are we going to sit here and act like it's not going to be Noah Gragson? Like,
Oh.
I can see that.
I could go with some really bad jokes about that.
I could see him winning New Hampshire for sure because of, like you said, you have to be so good at being on the gas while working the brake at the same time there. So I really like that. I think that works. Ben, yes.
I have one last minute prediction that I just thought of that I would like to throw into the ring.
Go for it.
Sheldon Creed will win a race this year.
Sheldon Creed.
oh my God,
It's
that was
actually
really
yours.
good. That was really freaking good. What?
That was wonderful.
Sheldon Creed wins the Xfinity Series Championship.
That is,
I've been working on that for a long
That was
time.
really
Oh my God.
Zach,
Thank
that was
you,
so
thank you.
good.
that was
That was
terrifyingly
so
accurate.
I love it.
No, I agree though. And I hope when Sheldon Creed wins his first Xfinity race with JGR, I hope he drives really slowly past that 2-pit
I feel like
and just stares down Richard Childress.
I'd love to know what his mission is this year. Is it to beat RCR every week or to make sure RCR doesn't win every week? I'd love
Yes.
to know what is more important to him.
My man about to wipe a whole team off the planet. That's all I know.
And it's going to be Earnhardt and Bodine all over again. Am I right, Adam?
Oh yes. Back in my day, our children gather around Grandpa Lucas's Tales of the Winston Cup.
Any other
Me-
comments on predictions?
I want to circle back to Zach saying Kyle Busch is going to miss the playoffs because I really
Calling
don't
him a bona
agree.
fide scrub.
I think he's gonna have a really good season. He won 3 races last year. I know the second half wasn't great,
Exactly.
but like
though.
he's still Kyle Busch and
Like-
RCR. Like I know the 3
Mhm.
car sucks, but like the 8 car shown glimmers of hopes. He's such a bully. He'd
And
make
just
see
the
that
car.
face he just made.
And just the
What's
car.
so crazy about that, Alex, is Kyle Busch had 3 wins last year, correct? 3?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
Austin Dillon finished 29th in points.
Had
Well,
most DNFs.
remember that was a penalty. That there was a penalty there. That
Oh,
put
It doesn't
him back
matter.
that
It's
far,
Austin
too.
Dillon.
So he did wreck 10
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
Here, Austin
Yeah,
Dillon
it's gonna
finished
matter.
29th in points.
Okay. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. You know what? No, go nuts. 29th in points.
And I also want to say, when we had Taylor on for our predictions episode at the start of last year, I predicted Kyle Busch would get 5 wins. So that was my bold prediction. And these two were over here saying, like, that won't happen. And I'm just like,
Go off, King.
I mean,
still didn't
he
get 5
did not get
wins,
5. He got 3. You
I
guys were like,
mean-
he's going to be winless. And I was like, oh.
His performance.
That is
I think if he performs well, it'll be very concentrated to very certain tracks.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like Bristol. I could see him winning at Bristol, I guess.
Bristol, I think he'll perform at Gateway again. Iowa, I think he'll be really good at.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the only ones I can think of right now. But it'll really hinge on RCR's equipment,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Any other
Good job, everyone.
any other comments, comebacks,
Yes,
criticisms?
Comebacks, criticisms. Ben, don't invite anymore. Don't invite any more of them.
How do we feel about Alex Bowman and like Chase Elliott? Like
Washed.
obviously they
you are gonna send
Oh.
Dom on a
Bowman's
spiral.
washed.
That was a bad
Yeah.
question to ask. Dom,
Sorry,
you
but
have
I
the
mean-
floor.
Well,
because like I feel like Bowman having the off season to like I guess recover physically.
ask himself if he's a race car driver or not. I agree.
Yeah, right. What the hell did I just walk into, bro?
Bowman was leading the points, though, early.
He was.
I don't
Right.
think these
Quite a
guys care
while.
about that, Alex.
Bowman is really good at the start of the season. I mean, he's able to get.
That is true. He usually.
That's when no one's trying.
I just want to note Nick's comment about Sheldon Creed being in Remember the Titans. That might be my favorite thing I've seen in a long time.
Oh my god!
Why is he
Oh
looking
crap!
at me?
My battery died.
Any more criticism?
What a stream! What a stream! Freezing my fire alarms. Tiny. Now he's
Hey, we're
gone.
having a great time.
It's not working. It's wonderful.
We're just vibing.
Yo,
Oh my
it's
God.
okay.
I feel like the more we talk about Hendrick Motorsports, the more things goes wrong.
Rick Hendrick is watching and is cutting
is true.
cords right now.
That is true.
It's all because of my Gordon.
Well,
stuff.
Mr. Hendrick, I think you'll like my championship prediction when we get there, Mr. Hendrick. There's a little
Wow,
teaser. Leave us alone now.
let's throw it. Championship predictions.
Alex Bowman.
I don't think that's how it goes, but
Stop
okay.
bullying him.
Final four. We'll go in alphabetical order because the document's written in alphabetical order, and I don't want to go through the birthdays again because I forgot.
Reverse
gonna
order
throw it.
birthdays.
We're gonna
order.
throw
We're
it
not
to
about way
the-
to remember everybody's birthday.
I'm sorry, I'm really bad at it. Let's throw it to the man next to me, Adam Lucas. What's your championship for all three series?
All right, starting off with the trucks, we have Lane Riggs, Ben Rhodes, Ty Majeski, and Christian Eckes. Christian Eckes will be your first-time
Eckes.
champion in the truck series.
Ooh, Eekies.
Rolling on to the Xfinity, Cole Custer. Justin Allgaier will get in because he always gets in, but he will not be able to do it again, which sucks because I like him. Jesse Love and Chandler Smith.
Oh,
Nice.
My champion, we're going back to back. Custer time, baby.
Mhm.
And for the Cup Series, I'm going with Dom's Trend, Joey Logano, William Byron, Chris Buescher, and Denny Hamlin.
Christopher Buescher, excuse you.
Thank you. Denny Hamlin still falls short. Joey Logano doesn't do it. Byron wins it. I'm going Byron for my Cup champion.
Chris Buescher doesn't even get a comment in that last bit then.
No, we spent too much time pronouncing his name.
Fair.
He got in the show.
There's two
mine-
Ford represented, so that's good enough.
That's fine.
So for trucks, admittedly, I don't really watch trucks that often.
It's
For
okay.
good reason, I think.
It's okay. It's
Your mental health
So
is
I
more
got-
important.
It's painful.
Very true. Very true.
Thoughts.
I got Ben Rhodes. I got Nick Sanchez, Corey Heim, and Grant Enfinger. I think Grant Enfinger is going to have just a great season, redemption after the fiasco at Phoenix. So I'm going Grant Enfinger gets the championship there. And Xfinity, let's go, because I got AJ Allmendinger. I got Justin Allgaier, again, won't do it. Cole Custer and Sheldon Creed. Or Zach, do you want to help me with that? Can you pronounce that correctly?
Sheldon Creed.
Thank you. And
My favorite band.
I'm gonna go with AJ
Can you take him
Allmendinger.
higher?
That's incredible.
Dinger.
I got
Daddy
winning the
Dinger,
title
let's
too.
go.
Dinger. Wow, big one.
Yeah.
Cup
go ahead.
Series.
Oh, that's right.
I have Joey Logano because it's an even year. I have
Mhm.
Kyle Larson.
Learning.
I got Brad Keselowski in my championship
One
four.
of those races.
Alex, I love you.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
And I got Tyler Reddick, and I'm going with this is the year of Kyle Larson. I really believe he's doing the Indy 500. Kyle Larson will be champion by the end of the year.
Thank you,
That's
sir.
a safe bet. That's a good
That is a good pick. Okay, I guess it's my turn because
Somebody
my
changed their pick.
name starts with a B. Yeah, shut up. No one saw that. No one saw that in the Google Doc. All right, for trucks, Lane Riggs will make the Final Four in his rookie year. Nick
Oh.
Sanchez will do it in his sophomore year. Corey Heim will also get in there,
pick.
and returning champion Ben Rhodes will also make it, fellow Kentuckian as well. But those three will fall short to Lane Riggs. He's going to pull it off in his rookie year. Driving that
Wow.
38 Loves truck. He's gonna loves his way to victory lane. I don't know. The pun was there, and I whiffed on it
That
pretty
really
rough.
hurt listening to you say
That
that.
was
Yeah, it hurts saying it.
I think
I
we need
painted
another
myself in the
Sheldon
corner, and I
Creed
was
to
like, I
save
have
us.
to walk away. So, the paint's everywhere. For the Xfinity Series, I got the Dinger, a Jauman Dinger, Cold Custer. He's going to come back. Say it, Zach.
Sheldon Creed.
Thank you. And kind of a shocker, honestly, I guess, for the Final Four. Sammy Smith. I think he's going to make the Final Four. I think the junior motorsport. I don't see all guy representing the junior in the Final Four. But in my mind, I'm going with Alex as well. Dinger's going to do it. I think he's going to pull off a title here. And then I could see that being his swan song where he retires after that moment because he's had a great career with an incredible rebound.
He's going to do it for Mr. Tickles.
Why you got to make it sad?
R.I.P.
Yeah, for real. So the Cup Series, everyone already knows my champion because I said it. Blaney's going to be the title winner again, like I said in my predictions. But my other Final Four options are Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, because again, it's an even-numbered year, and that car tends to haunt me in even-numbered years. And last but not least is Mr. Tyler Reddick. He's going to make the Final Four with with possibly some of the 6 wins that 23XI is going to get.
Ben, correct me if I'm wrong, but you've put Reddick in your championship for the past 2 years?
Yeah, I have, and I stand by it every single time because that man is a driver.
Just wanted to point
dog
that
in
out.
Okay, he Reddick got that dog.
He got the dog in him.
I hear no dogs barking.
Come on, man. Who's next? Dom, you go.
That would be me. Hello, how's everybody doing? So for the truck series, I'm just taking a shot in the dark here with this series. Gonna go Corey Heim, Christian Eckes, Ben Rhodes, and I'm gonna say Nick Sanchez. I'm gonna say Nick Sanchez makes it, but I gotta go Corey Heim. I think he gets the redemption that he deserves. Shout out, Rob. I'm with you on this one. Love you, my guy. That was only for you. Next, Xfinity. I mean, you can't have an Xfinity Series Championship 4 without Justin Allgaier. I mean, someone's got to fill the 4 spot. So give me Justin Allgaier. Austin Hill will make it. I'm going to put 2 JRM cars in there. Sammy Smith. I expect a lot of good things out of Sammy Smith this year. I think he's in a good spot now with Junior Motorsports. Keeping the sponsorship with him with Pilot Flying J. I think that's going to really help that team.
Car looks so good.
It does look great. So give me Sammy Smith as my number 3. And then I'm going to go with, hit it with me, Zach.
Do you want constipated Vince Welch?
Yes.
Give me whatever you want.
Sheldon Creed
as my number 4.
Bad.
It's going to come down to Austin Hill being in the lead and Sheldon Creed saying, you will never win a title as long as I'm on the racetrack with you. They'll clean each other out. Give the championship to Sammy Smith.
Ooh, okay. I see you.
Dom is writing the script as we speak.
That's what I do.
There we go.
Anyone in here is writing the script.
So, Cup. We all know who's going in guaranteed. Joseph Logano of Middletown, Connecticut.
I thought you were about to say Newgarden. And I was like, huh?
Listen,
news for you.
Listen.
Maybe someday.
I think Christopher Bell is people. I don't know why people are sleeping on him as much as they are. He has been so good, so consistently. I appreciate you, Zach. You're the man. I got him at number 2. I'm with Alex on this one. Larson is he's a guarantee almost every year. Man, you have committed to the bit.
He sleeps.
I've got Larson as my number 3. And then my number 4, give me Ross Chastain.
Okay.
Give me Ross
Am I
Chastain.
right, Dom?
Okay.
Wait a minute.
I think Ross
Watermelon
has a lot to prove this year because of how last year didn't go as good as 22. And I think they'll turn it around. I believe in Trackhouse, but got to roll double deuce. Give me Jolo.
Jolo, baby.
Jolo, run it back.
Title number 3.
Trace.
Who is it?
It's you.
Robert.
Me? Okay.
The alphabet.
Alrighty. So The Truck Championship 4 is going to be Ben Rhodes, Ty Majeski,
Ooh.
Christian Eckes,
Eekies.
and they're all going to finish second, third, and fourth to Corey Heim. They're all.
Whoa!
Let me be clear. All four are going to wreck each other. None of them are going to finish the race. So Grant Enfinger will win the race in just horrible poetry. Dom, I hate the script that you're writing. So for Xfinity, give me Austin Hill, Justin Allgaier, because obviously, AJ Allmendinger. Now I really wanted to say AJ was going to be the champion, but I'm going to pull a Adam here, and I cannot. I have to say he'll finish second, just to hopefully pull some sort of reverse psychology. But we've said a lot of JRM guys, and we talked a lot about Sammy Smith. But I'm going to say Sam Mayer wins the championship.
Okay.
I think he was really good down the stretch last year. I just think it wasn't, it was his first trip to the championship 4. Yes, Dom.
Did he win Homestead?
Yes, he did.
Yes.
Thought so. Thank you.
And that's why I say that, because the other 2 wins were on road courses.
Right. Yeah.
But I think he can compete. And I think, again, momentum's a hell of a drug. And I think he's going to carry that into this year. And I think that's something that Sammy Smith doesn't necessarily have, is momentum. So to me, his year could go either way. And so for the Cup Series, drum roll, please. Stuart Haas will sweep the championship 4.
Tom's gonna go have an aneurysm.
Oh, I'm sorry. It says February 1st, not April 1st. Sorry. That's on me. That is
Those
on
damn
me.
even numbers.
That is, yeah, the damn even
Rob
numbers,
got
man.
dad jokes.
It's on me. It's on me. That's on me. All right. Now, to be real, don't worry. Don't check your phone. To be real, it didn't just go off. I really should have been a professor back, in another life. Anyway, so I have Ross Chastain. I'm with you, Dom. Joey Logano,
Still with me.
Kyle Larson,
Still with me.
and they will all finish second.
Wow.
And I don't.
Second. Hell yes.
And I don't.
A 3-way tie.
And Dom Joseph, I don't sleep a wink because Christopher Bell's winning the 2024 championship.
Wow.
Yo!
Oh,
Wow.
So Dom and I have
I
the
love
same
that.
championship 4.
Just laid it out on the table.
Wow.
Hold up.
No, don't lay on the table.
Please don't.
We'll do it.
What are you?
Okay.
Get it out like
Oh.
a buffet.
Look at the car.
Oh, there it is. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right. There you go.
Beauty.
Bring the
There we
exposure
go.
down.
So I have a question. For this one.
Answer.
Can you
David.
elaborate on the 3-way tie for second, please? I'd like to understand how that happened.
Yeah.
They all
Of
wrecked
course.
Oh, they all
Dom,
wrecked?
at the same time.
No, Dom got sloppy with the script.
Okay.
Gotcha.
He phoned in
That
the
makes
last
sense.
page.
Because you were going to give Rick Allen a heart attack if we do that. I don't know if we should do that.
No, because he'll still be commentating the final lap for the winner, for the champion.
Imagine
They're going through.
how boring it would be if 3 championship contenders get taken out. Twitter would
Yeah.
not.
I need someone to clip
Give
that
me skip
statement from this
implications.
video and
Twitter-
keep it.
Twitter would be acting like a bunch of feral children if that happened.
They already
Like if
did
they
it.
all
Women of
wreck
the
out in
day.
stage 1. Oh my god!
Imagine what that race
That's
would look
gonna
like.
happen someday.
It will.
Yeah, it's gonna be November something 2024. Like
We're writing this
In the
script.
truck series,
especially with the
actually.
guys I have in my final 4, I could see that happening. But
Well, I'll get to mine. Let's see. So, truck, I have Christian Eckes.
Yeah.
Ty Majeski, someone I was hesitant on, but why not? And then Corey Heim, and Corey Heim wins it. I agree.
Time.
Xfinity. I have Riley Herbst, I think potential. AJ Allmendinger, I think comes back in glorious fashion. Sam Mayer, I like what we saw from him from the second half of the season. I think he carries that momentum forward. And Justin Allgaier, I think he makes it in, and I think this is his last year to get a championship before things just go downhill. And because I like a good story, I think he gets the championship. I know it's not going to happen, but I'm just going to say it. I'm going to predict it.
It's gotta happen eventually.
It needs to happen, and if it doesn't, I'm going to cry. And nobody wants to see me cry. So Justin Allgaier has to get a championship. Cup Series, Joey Logano, William Byron. I think this is the one that I struggled with. Chris Buescher. I think RFK can continue that momentum. He somehow gets it, but he's the big question mark for me. I think it was between him and Christopher Bell for me, but I went with Buescher just to be a little surprising. And Denny Hamlin, I think, finally makes it back in the championship 4. And if he doesn't win it this year, he's not winning it at all. So I'm going with Denny Hamlin as my champion.
Dennis Hamilton.
Copycat.
Yeah.
You copied me. We have different champions, yet we're the same.
But we're the
I
same.
want to say one thing about
one of us
Denny
is right,
Hamlin.
but I don't think it's you.
Yes.
So Denny Hamlin, he has that shoulder injury, right? And he got surgery for it. And he said that pain really got bad during the playoffs last year. And he started not performing as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he says the first couple months of the season this year is probably going to be a little off. I think the only scenario I see him winning is if he has a Kyle Busch 2015 season where he's not out for the Fox portion of the year and he just like comes alive in the summer and then just goes on a tear. Otherwise, I'm going back to my prediction. He said it was his year back in November. So I think it's already over. But if it were going to happen, I think it's going to be like a Kyle Busch 15 year where he doesn't miss any races.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Good time.
His shoulder thing.
What a time to be a Logano fan.
But remember when he had leg surgery or ankle surgery in 2010?
Yeah,
And
he'll
he
be right.
rolled
He'll
off
be
like
right.
8 wins.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
So he's going to throw at Martinsville, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's gonna send that baby.
Oh my
Brave
God.
Sir Zach.
All right, so trucks. Again, I don't watch trucks. But so Corey Haim's going to be there. Christian Eckes is going to be there. Nick Sanchez is going to be there. I think Ty Majeski though is going to win the truck title because he's really good.
Mhm.
Xfinity, Cole Custer will be there again. AJ Allmendinger will be there. Sheldon Creed will be there, and then I think I agree with Taylor. Justin Allgaier is finally going to get that win in that championship in Xfinity. I don't know why. I got a vibe. I'm just
I like the
throwing
vibe.
a
That's
vibe.
good.
For the Cup Series, Joey Logano. I hope he doesn't make it now, just so we're all wrong. I think Joey Logano.
Would you put that evil on me, Zach?
and I think Logano, Denny Hamlin, and Ross Chastain are all going to wreck each other out in stage 1.
Oh,
Sounds like them.
In the championship 4. And Kyle Larson, we're going to watch Kyle Larson win the championship after driving by himself in the championship 4 for 2 hours. You're Kyle Larson. He'll win the championship.
I could see
Shades of 2012 Brad Keselowski.
Yeah.
God.
But yeah, I think Chastain though. I feel like people are sleeping on Chastain a little bit because I think this year he's finally going to strike that.
Especially considering he won at Phoenix.
Well, I think he's going to strike the balance of what he needs to be like in terms of aggression because obviously, I mean, he had trouble balancing that last year. Like after the Darlington thing, I think he's finally going to find that balance and be dangerous.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, those are our predictions. We all. Can you imagine if one of us is right on all accounts? Like our championship.
We covered every base to cover.
there's-
Someone's gonna get it.
There's no way in hell. The only thing I am sure I'm going to be right about is the Justin Haley thing.
That's funny.
Honestly,
That is so funny.
we might.
I think that could happen.
What about? And I didn't even mention owners points and where the 15 is going to finish.
That's
No, the 15's not going to finish ahead of Stuart Haas.
I was about to say you gotta watch. Yeah, that's
No,
too
we're
far.
not. No,
Who's
I'm
in
not.
the
I'm not
15?
going that deep into the bit.
It's a
That's
part
more than
time.
bold.
Oh, it's Kazgrala and like
Gazgrala, like
Mr.
Toby
Ware.
Wares.
yeah, Mr. Ware.
Yeah.
Maybe Andy Lally.
Yeah,
Maybe
Joey
Andy
Ann.
Lally.
Jensen Button again, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
His
Oh my
schedule
gosh.
permits.
No, he can't do that. He's already
Yeah,
confirmed that he can't
can't.
do it.
He can't do
Oh.
Chicago,
Oh, lame.
which stinks.
Yeah, what a loser.
Well, let's move on to our final segment, talking about the Clash. Now, the weather for this weekend, at least for Sunday, looks a little rough.
It's gonna rain.
They're gonna test their
Oh.
new EV boat. NASCAR is EV boat.
Truex is finally going to get his boat.
He's gonna go
He's
back.
gonna win the Clash 2 years in a row.
My God.
You get a boat.
Hey, he can do it. So for this, we have a new segment that we're bringing to the live streams and to our social media. I can speak, I swear.
You can do it.
These are Tom's top Clash, if it'll work. There.
Hello, that's me. So what I did, we'll do this going forward. I pulled
Ooh.
The
every
graphic. I
driver's.
like it.
I pulled
you.
every driver's average start, average finish, best finish, wins, pole positions, laps led, most laps led, laps completed, and DNFs for every driver that's run the Clash at the Coliseum. That took me a long time, but here we are. I'm going to do that for every race going forward this year. And I put all those together, and with each of those categories, I rank them and take all those rankings, pull that together, and I get my number for each driver. And that's my final ranking.
I
So
love this.
with that, I mean, everything points to Kyle Busch winning the Clash this weekend. He finished first and second in his 2 starts in the Clash at the Coliseum, led the most laps in 2022, started on pole in 2022, had a great comeback year in 23, survived the whatever you want to call last year's Clash. So he's my pick to win it. Joey Logano, he won it in 2022, so that helped him out a lot, led a lot of laps, has a really good average finish and good starting position, whatnot. So he's my number 2. Martin Truex Jr. is our defending winner, so that helped him out a lot, led a lot of laps as well. He is my number 3. Number 4, fourth place, I've got William Byron. He's been consistent. He's been very consistent. He's one of those guys who's completed all the laps. That's something a lot of these guys have lacked. A lot of these guys haven't finished all 300 laps running the Clash in the last 2 years. Byron's one of them. He's been super consistent. I have him in 4th. Austin Dillon may come as a surprise, but he has been good in both Clashes.
You should
So
have
I
just
have
zoomed in his front bumper.
Yeah, I have him in 5th place in the number 3. Kyle Larson is 6th. I wish the stats would have worked out for him finishing 5th because he's finished 5th in both Clashes so far. I found that very interesting, but I think he's also a safe bet. Alex Bowman is in there in 7th. He's another guy who he's only run the Clash once, but he had a good run in the Clash. So I have to give credit where credit is due. Tyler Reddick is another one that he did good. He didn't have a good run in 2022. He failed to finish the race because of a DNF. I think it was an engine failure, if I remember correctly, with the 8 car. But no, he's a safe bet to do well. Justin Haley did really good with Colleague Racing. I don't know if it'll translate to the RWR car, even though speed and aerodynamics mean absolutely nothing at this racetrack. So I think I think based on the stats, he'll survive the train wreck and finish 9th. And then Christopher Bell, I've got finishing 10th. So again, I pulled all these stats, and this is what the stats say will be the top 10 of this race. And if you guys I've got 26 guys ranked. If there's anyone missing, you want to know where I think they'll finish.
Where's Ryan Preece?
So I've got Ryan Preece finishing 12th. And there's one thing I did want to mention. 2 guys that I don't have listed here are the RFK guys, Brad Keselowski and Chris Buescher. That's because they have never made the main event in the Clash the last 2 years. Neither one has ever made the main event.
Wait, Chris Buescher and who?
Brad Keselowski.
Oh wow.
Neither one has ever
Weren't
made.
they like terrible last year?
Yeah.
It
Like
was
both of
rough
them?
last year.
It was horrible. It was a train wreck.
Yeah.
Which, there's a track in Florida that's way bigger that could hold them. They can run a lot of more laps and race a little bit cleaner. But that's just me
Bring
just
it
throwing out
back.
suggestions. I don't know.
All right.
The defending champ Ryan Blaney, I've got finishing 20th. The
Wow.
Clash has
He
not been
has a-
kind
Yeah,
to
it's been rough,
YRB.
man.
The Clash has not been kind to YRB.
Wow.
And
Wow.
that is my projected top 10. Now, I will apologize, Taylor. I have the stats for the Clash in my notebook. The stats for the Daytona 500 are on my laptop, so they'll all be present and a lot easier to read because
Ooh.
this is all just gibberish and notes. This is
That
all
is
my
great.
notes for the
Okay.
Clash.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah, that's
impressive.
a lot to decipher.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, as a stat nerd and an artist, I love this.
Yeah.
It just looks so pretty. Like, is this gonna be posted on like y'all's socials, like every week?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna print it out and put it on my wall every week. It reminds me of like when I was a kid, I would like arrange my die casts like
Yeah.
like in the
Yes.
place order. I don't know.
Yes.
I love it.
I gotta say that Mobile One car.
It
That-
looks so
Oh
good.
my
It looks
I
amazing.
remember designing like a
God.
concept once that looked kind of like that, like the same color scheme. And
Yeah.
I love that seeing it in real life.
It's
It's so cool.
beautiful.
And listen, you can't put hate on Taylor for having everyone but Reddick's car updated. They put up the Jordan car today, so
Mhm.
you
Yeah,
can't blame
I
them
used-
for not having it up.
Yeah, my laptop was
tried our
crapped
hardest.
out until like 2 hours ago. So, but yeah, the schemes will be up to date with like hopefully the most current if I can keep up with it every week. But yeah, this was a fun graphic, difficult but fun graphic to do.
It's a nice.
Tom with
It's
good
nice.
ideas there.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, this is what the stats say. That's all
Yep.
I'm saying. This is what the stats say.
Yeah.
of these
Larry
top
Mack.
10.
Zach took the words right out of my mouth.
ATYL,
there's
very
been like
own
there's been some Larry Mackisms in this show, like a lot
Yeah.
from
We love
multiple
Larry
people.
Mack.
I've been crunching my calculator the last couple of weekends, and this
Hold
Me
on,
too.
hold on. Let me go get my cheese grater.
Yeah, there it is.
The last two clashes here on NASCAR on Fox.
Here's my little news nuggets for you.
Daryl,
I
I
love
know you
Larry.
love stats, so I pulled out my notebook and I started writing.
God.
I would die.
Larry, you took the stat right out from underneath Weber.
That's a good one.
Oh,
I love NASCAR. God bless. Can we? I'm just so thankful NASCAR's back.
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
God,
For real.
God bless.
winter's ending, but it's getting a tad warmer. NASCAR's
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, I just wore a hoodie today. No winter jacket. I was like,
I
I went to the gym in
Yeah.
shorts and a t-shirt.
don't know, but I don't know what you guys are talking about. I trudged through snow to my office today.
oh,
Wish it
gross.
snowed.
All
When
right.
it snows
You
for my
pack
job,
can,
I
have
get
it,
the
yeah.
day off.
Isn't it supposed to be
Yeah,
like
I do.
65 for us, Dom, tomorrow?
What's that?
I think it's
What?
supposed to be like, what, 65 degrees for us tomorrow?
Let me get it.
Oh
Let me
my
take a look.
God.
Yeah, something like that.
We love global warming here at Above the
Oh
Yellow
my
Line, and you should too.
Yeah, we got 63 and sunny tomorrow, Adam.
Oh
There you
my
go.
gosh.
63
Oh,
sunny
man.
here.
Oh my gosh, it's supposed to be 43 tomorrow. That's beautiful.
Oh my
Wow.
God. Bust out the bikinis.
All right.
Yeah, just to confirm with Kyle Busch, he has an average start of 3.5 and an average finish of 2.5 in his two starts in the Clash. I know we're picking from two races here, so
And
the
an average
500 will be better
championship of
because we've got a lot
1.5.
more.
Fair.
Huh?
And an average championship of 1.5. I just wanted to make a joke.
Oh. Love it. Ugh.
Good for you.
Well-
You feel better about yourself, Ben?
Always.
Did you get it out?
Yeah, I did. I feel better.
I feel better.
Are you happy?
Yeah, Alex Bowman has an average finish of 4th and an average start of 5th.
Yeah.
So,
Pretty good.
and then yeah, Larson is average finish of 5th because he's only finished 5th, and he is not in the top 10 for average start. So keep an eye on that. He may not start up front, but he'll find his way to the front.
Well, this
For all
weekend.
100 yards of
Nice.
speed of straightaway they've got there.
Dear God. It'll be interesting. I mean, hey, if this is the last year for the Clash, my opinion, I'm like, it's time.
Yeah.
It's time.
The racing product isn't really worth it.
No.
in my
It's great to bring in a new audience.
They have too
but-
many cars on the track.
Yeah.
It's just caveman racing. Like Ooga Booga, bump you out of the way. Alex, why don't you laugh like that when I tell jokes on our podcast?
It's just Ooga Booga.
Alex, you're
Ooga
gone. Ben's coming
As-
into the
As somebody that like regularly photographs short track racing, that's all I'm gonna think of now when they bump each other in the turns is just Ooga Booga. They're lucky that I'm not a commentator because I would be using that every week.
Oh my god.
He just booga booga him out of the way.
For real,
No.
it's so dumb. Like, it's just so dumb. It's gonna get. I feel like it's gonna get old.
It is
It
going
has
to get old.
already.
It got old when they announced it.
And like last year, wasn't last year
It's like
like
Bristol dirt. It was
half
old
of it
before
was ran
Bristol
under caution? It felt like it was just so many
Yeah.
cautions.
I told Matt the only thing that can save the Clash at the Coliseum is if they can make the caution laps count.
Yeah, or like I don't know, like
At least we'll get the show in.
They can make the caution.
yeah, because it's on like Sunday night, and like people gotta work the next day, dude. I don't want this. I
Yeah.
don't want to stay up till 11 p.m. to watching meaningless race with Ooga Booga short track racing. Like, come on.
Oh my god. Well,
Ooga
that's all-
Booga is like the opposite of boogity boogity.
it is, I guess, in a way. Well, this has been a great time. That's all I'm gonna think about when watching the Clash. But yeah, this weekend NASCAR is back. It's very exciting. Yeah. We're
I
gonna
think Tiny just
We're losing it over. What a great stream. For more NASCAR news, visit TobyChristie.com and AboveTheYellowLine.com. And as always,
Oh man.
All right. Here we
find
go.
us on your podcasting platforms. We're doing that again because the season's starting again. And yeah, just follow us on all our social media. Zach and Alex, it has been a joy having you here.
Oh, good.
It was
Because
a-
I
it was
wasn't.
our
I
honor.
wasn't sure.
I can't breathe. Alex, Zach, it's been so fun having you here. Where can people find you on social
Okay.
media
Oh my god.
to continue?
Well,
the
our handles everywhere should be at Gay Racing Pod, right, Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we just started a YouTube channel with video episodes, so like and subscribe over there. But yeah, I think that really covers it.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, Zach is Dreamy Zach Racing. I'm at
Oh,
Newgaden. Yeah, at Gay Racing Pod, pretty much everywhere. TikTok for clips from the YouTube videos. Twitter /X, Threads, Instagram, pretty much everywhere. So yeah, thanks for having us. This is so fun.
Yeah. Everyone, give him a follow. We appreciate you both being here.
Yeah,
This was
follow
so
me
much
before
fun.
I change my name again.
Yeah. Follow Zach before he changes his name again.
Yeah.
Everyone,
I can
please.
never decide.
But
Because he's got that dog in him. That's
Oh.
why.
well, everyone,
Only we
thanks for
knew
being
that dog's
here.
name.
Make sure to click the links in the description for more places to find us, and have a great weekend. Excited that NASCAR is back, and we'll catch you next week to recap everything, and again, just kind of have a chill chat. Thanks everyone for joining.